As a spiritual thinker, we sort of ask the question, well, what is the significance of Christmas? And what is the real story that is behind all of this, the truth of which is somewhat hidden from us? Well, I'll give you an analogy, a metaphor as such. Imagine that you wanted to sail the ocean. So in order to sail the ocean, you're going to construct yourself a vessel that can do so. And if you look back over our contemporary history of humanity and look at how our sailing ships have emerged, you'll find that there was an evolution of ships that got to the point where we could suddenly, with comfort and relative safety, navigate the oceans and travel the world. So it is with humanity. So if you take ourselves out of this sphere of earth and take us into the spiritual world and ask the question, what do I need to navigate life on a physical earth? I need a vessel to do so, a human body. So over a period of time, the human body evolved to a stage where it could become the vessel for our own higher self, our own divine aspect. And it will take some time for us to get used to that particular vessel, to know how to navigate it, and unfortunately maybe become a little bit overpowered by our outer senses and forgetting how to find the more subtle inner senses which connect ourselves back up to the source world. And then it came a point in our evolution where a vessel was created whereby one of us could come down from the spiritual world and fully take control of that ship and show us its capacities, its capabilities as the model or the prototype that we could then strive towards in the future. Now that might sound a little blasphemous to the religious fields that are out there, but consider this. Where is God? Well, God is everywhere. Where did the Son of God come from? Jesus. Well, he came from God, from Spirit. Where did we come from? Now, before you answer that, if God is everywhere, where are you? You're right there. And if God's there, then you are part of God and God is part of you. And as Jesus said, as many as there are stars in the sky, so they will become the sons of God. And what it implies that we are all sons and daughters of God. The main difference being is that we haven't quite learned to navigate and use our vessels here on the earth plane. But the time is coming where if we learn and follow in the footsteps of unconditional love and compassion for one another, and then follow some of the other characteristics of his life, which was devoted a lot to the quiet time, the 40 days in the wilderness, which is just one aspect of his spiritual development, not to mention the missing years where he spent time reportedly in the mysteries in Egypt as well as in the monasteries of Tibet, where he learnt many aspects of what it is to be a spiritual human being. So here we are on this precipice of change in our world, where there is many frequencies, many changes coming through this world, which are waking people up, which are activating us to realize that we too have an aspect of divinity within us, and that we are not, in fact, we are not the sinners who are disassociated from God or disassociated from Source. But as Albert Einstein pointed out, energy is indestructible, and energy can only come from one place, and that's from the Source. So we are that indestructible energy, and we're just learning to activate it and wake up to being that in this world right here, right now. So that's why I run spiritual development sessions. That's why I run different workshops around the place, just to help people reactivate, to remember who they are, to start switching on these portals of connection back to the spiritual world. Discover who we really are. Know thyself. Know thyself. Anyway, that's my Christmas story, my Christmas message for now. There is much more to it than that, of course. It is just one narrow perspective of looking at the totality of who we are in this remarkable multiverse of the spiritual human being and the majestic spiritual world that surrounds us and supports us. Merry Christmas, folks. We'll see you soon. Cheers for now.